This session will be our 50th canteen class.
You told my mom 3 years back that I would be running a dosa idli cafe. She would be like, "You are talking nonsense."
Why did we do this?
Why did you do
Why?
this?
I asked him many times.
I would always say that we were maybe naive and B romantic. We were in love of a Bangalore style dosa place in the city that we live in.
So, I want to tell you a little bit about us, obviously. There is one word that defines us aptly. I think I want to start with that word.
Yeah.
Right? There is no other word that aptly describes who you're listening to today. We are noobs. We have no idea, right?
Yeah.
And that is the absolute truth. If I can say, when Yash first messaged Akhil and said, keep yourselves free on Feb 1st, we were hyping each other up, saying, I think Hunger Inc. is coming up with a new restaurant. I think we're invited for their party. So we
We got invited. I think the Papa's, they're getting us a table at Papa's.
I think we're going to eat at Papa. So
She was like, Papa's, really? Papa's first? Yeah, I'm free. I told her, yeah, we're there, we're free.
only to then realize that actually we have to come here and talk to you about what we've been doing, which is mad, which is insane for us. But here we are. And the second thing about us is that we love dosas.
We love dosa. Do you guys love dosa? Anybody? Dosa fam.
So we love dosas, and this is basically a very apt description of how Akhil's gallery looks. I think he definitely has more dosas in his gallery than photos.
Than
of
you
me.
also, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
These are all photos of dosas from different places in Bangalore. This is Bengaluru Cafe. This is Airlines Hotel. This is also Airlines.
So this may go on for a while.
Yeah,
though.
sorry. No, but more importantly, look at the dosa. Look at the glaze. Look at the... Oh my God.
I think you need to...
I need to calm down.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Because that's the one we grew up
Those are the
eating.
ones we ate. Those are the ones...
You're from Bangalore. Can we have some love for Bangalore? No, I have two people.
One. There's one
Anybody
here.
else? There, I have some people there. Someone here. There's some over there. Hello. But that's okay. This is just the food I ate growing up. And these are images from maybe the last 5-6 years that are on my phone. Randomly, every time I used to eat a dosa, many times I used to be like, wow. This is a piece of art.
Anyway. So, so the first thing you know is that we're noobs. The second thing you know is that we really like dosas. And the third thing is we're kind of romantic like that. I mean, not just like this, but not just like that, but also what I mean here when I say romantic is that we are a little bit in love with dosa, right? And when you're in love, you kind of do illogical things. Like you pose ridiculously, or you'll decide that you like something and you'll set up a cafe of your own. So it's a little illogical in that sense, and I think love makes you do that. It helps you do that. And sometimes when you really like one part of something a lot, it helps to go through the other bits. The boring stuff, the difficult stuff, the BMC stuff,
No, this is such a, when people asked me in the beginning, why did you start, or what made you start Benne, I would always say that we were maybe naive and B romantic. We were in love. We were in love with the notion of a Bangalore style dosa place in the city that we live in. We were in love with that idea of having people come and eat the food that we ate growing up, sharing a table, standing next to strangers, having a hot cup of filter coffee with a ghee podi idli. There was a sense of stupidity and naivety in that. But what else is love, right? It's you being naive, it's you being foolish, but also being motivated. So that's why we are romantic, I think.
Yep. And the last one is that we are misfits. What I mean by that is
Back, the other way. Huh.
sorry. What I mean by that is this is what we do. We're outsiders. We're not from the F&B space. So if anyone here is not from the F&B space, I mean, so.
How many of you
aren't
are not from hospitality background? Oh, it's a pretty big number. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool. So that's us as well. And if you are from the industry, then I guess you have it a lot easier.
I don't know about Yash saying you don't have a head start and all that. Believe me, he did it, so he feels he doesn't have a head start. From us, take it from us. If you are from the hospitality background, you definitely know more than us. The people who do not have an F&B background.
I always come from the point that just because you have a head start, that doesn't
Doesn't
if
mean-
you don't
yeah.
have the hunger for it or the love for it.
Hunger.
Hunger.
Nah.
Hunger.
Nothing to
Because
do
you,
with hungering. Huh?
Yeah. There are different things, like I feel naivety always has to be there. Like
Yeah.
you need to jump into something, even if you are a tech founder or something like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You believe in your idea, so you have to be naive enough to pursue it.
Yeah.
But the reason I said is, don't sit on your laurels just because you have this degree. It's not going to, like when you are dealing with the BMC folks, that's the least of your worries. right now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We were going to say the 3-letter organization.
I was going to say the B word.
So we are misfits, yeah, and now we've actually grown to be a family of misfits. We do not have a traditional head chef. We don't have anything of that sort, in the sense that
We did try. It's not like we didn't try.
We tried, yeah.
We tried to get head chefs from Bangalore to come and to help us set up. We tried to get people from established restaurants, South Indian darshinis to come. I don't know in hindsight, maybe it's a good thing, but we ended up getting, the third grinding assistant. The guy who maybe just washed something. We got him, or we got someone else who knew something, one small thing. So what that did is that you either can get discouraged at that point and say that I'm not getting someone, and so I stop. Or you can say that, no, so then I need to learn. And I need to connect myself to learn and to be able to do this myself. Right? So this is what our family looks like. These are our chefs, our team. They're all like, someone is a halwai, someone was a watchman. What else was one of them has gone to jail also. But they're all really nice people, and I think that's what matters. Like, the people need to share your vision. They need to be connected to why you want to do something, more than I'm getting paid X amount of money,
So why did we do this?
Why did we do
Why?
this?
I asked him many times.
She asked me many times. One day I came to Shriya and I was like, we got married 3 years back. And Benne is maybe about 8 months old now. And I came to her about a year and a half, maybe 2.5 years back. And I said, Shriya, I really want to start a dosa cafe. And she's like, are you mad? And I said, no. I said, I really, whatever. So let me tell you a little bit about how we got to that point. Briefly, I moved to Bombay 12 years back. I came to Bombay to act. That's why I came. And I came to work in films. And it's not an easy ride, right? If anybody knows Bombay as a city, if you're from outside, it can be, it's very welcoming, but it can also be difficult. Success is not easy to find. You face a lot of rejection. Largely, you're hearing the word no. You go for an audition, you hear the word no. You go to apply for a job. It's largely no is what you're hearing. So many times on those occasions, I used to feel like I want to eat a dosa. And I want to feel like I'm back at home. And I would go to eat a dosa, and I would find this. Right? This is a classic example of a genie dosa. In case you guys can't see it, I don't have anything against a genie dosa. Don't get me wrong. food is subjective. You may like something, I may not like something, and that's fine. But this is what I was getting. Palak paneer dosa, fried rice dosa. Any other examples? Pav bhaji dosa, chocolate dosa. So all of this, when I hear, my ancestors are, they're turning in their grave. Because this is not something we ate. It's not something I had any knowledge of even. So it felt, I remember I was talking to Anushka when she had come to Benne, and she was telling me the same thing, that she had a tough day one day. She went to eat dosa, and they were putting beetroot on her dosa, and she started crying. So if you're not from Bangalore, if you're not from the south, maybe you don't understand that love that we were talking about earlier. It's really an emotion to me, at least, and I know it is like that for a lot of other people that I've met along the way. So large part of why we did what we did, or why we started Benne, or wanted to start Benne, was because I felt this is not okay, and I felt I want people to taste the food I ate growing up, the way that I ate it growing up, that crisp, golden texture, soft inside,
It's
with
happening
some...
again.
Yeah, sorry. With some amazing chutney, right? So, this is, when I say genie dosa is why, I don't mean genie dosa, but I felt that was missing. And so I felt like I missed it personally, and so we decided to embark on this journey of starting Benne. So that forms the center of setting up a cafe. Why do you want to do something? Why? Not what, not how, not who. I mean, maybe who, but not what, but why? Why do you want to set up a cafe? It is the most important question you need to ask yourself, according to Shriya and me and my team, right? So please ask yourselves, if you ever want to start, why? What is motivating me? Is it money? Many people, that is the answer. And that will take you to a certain point. But beyond that point, it may not survive. Yash? Do you agree? You're still trying to make money. Money is a byproduct. Like they say in Three Idiots, right? क्या बोला है कि बेटा काबिल बनो. Exactly. बेटा काबिल बनो, कामयाबी झक मार के पीछे पड़ेगी. So it is a byproduct. So for us, the focus was always why. Now, we then go into the next step. The next step is how. How do you set up a cafe, right? What are some things to remember while setting up a cafe? So, of course, I know what I'm selling. I know I want to sell dosa. But what is my business model? What do I price the products at, right? Many places in Bombay, you will see the dosa is priced at 260 rupees, 280 rupees. Some other places you will see roadside thela wala is selling for 60 rupees, 50 rupees. So how do you decide what price your product should be and create a basic business model? Basic business model should have stuff like, okay, I'm going to spend, all of this is available, right? There's information is available on the internet. I want to have, maybe spend 10% on rent, 10% on utilities, 25% on staff. My food cost should be 25 to 30%. And roughly some other marketing expenses and all of that is about 5 to 10%. उसके बाद जो भी कुछ बचता है, that is your profit. That is a business model. That is a basic business model. But what is the business model for you? Why is our dosa priced at 160 rupees? Why is our filter coffee priced at 50 rupees? Whereas Boca down the road is selling coffee for 300 rupees on 16th Road in Bandra. So these are all decisions that formulate the business model. So this is something you should create for yourselves. And think about a very important thing called the brand, right? You have to think consciously about how you want to position yourself. And this is something that, I have some experience with because I work in advertising, but we took help from a brand strategist who helped us put down our thoughts. You know, she's going to join us for a Q&A in a bit. She's here, Rashmi. She's going to join us. We're going to, I mean, what it does is it helps you understand what you want to do, how you'd like, you know, even stuff like coming up with the name Benne or what is the, it's not as simple as just logo and fonts. It's so much more, right? It's about touch and feel. It's about your experience with us. It's about how we speak to you when you come to Benne. All of this is part of this step of how. This is the business model, which is your brand strategy. And this is not a bad thing. It's not, it's something that gives you a foundation. It's something that gives you direction on how you'd like to be. It determines so many things, right? About what your experience with your consumer is going to be like. Yeah? Okay. After how, we come to the what. The what, in this case, is your product. What is the food that you want to sell? So in our case, it was idlis, vadas, dosas. And if you told my mom 3 years back that I would be running a dosa idli cafe, she would be like, you are talking nonsense. Because I only knew how to eat it. बनाने का तो मतलब दूर दूर का रिश्ता नहीं है. We don't have, there's no chef, nothing. So we did, you know, what I like to call R&D, which is basically trying to figure out how the hell can I make this product? And how can I make it so well that it tastes exactly like it does back home in Bangalore. Because for me, that is the gold standard, right? So we tried talking to people, we tried talking to chefs, we tried to get recipes. Largely, we tried to make those recipes. I didn't even know. It was like so funny. One day, Shriya and Rashmi were like, so buy a grinder, let's make the batter at home. And I said, you need to buy a grinder? So I'm telling you, we are that level of noob, right? So the game changer for me was, I went and spoke to a man in Bangalore. He runs a roadside dosa place. His name is Mr. Narayan. If you ever go to Chickpet or if you ever go to Nagaratpet in Bangalore, he has a little cart on the side of the street that he opens only at night. I've been eating that guy's dosas from when I was 10 years old. So I know him. So I went and I told him, and I understood so much about him in that process, but he gave me a recipe because he knew me and he knows my family and everything, so he gave me a recipe. But what that did, we don't even use that recipe anymore. What that did for me is it gave me the confidence to say that even if nothing else is there, I have this, and I can make this now. And I know how to do this. So that was one of the turning points in our journey where we figured out what we are doing, which is a very, very important thing, because this is what people will come for at the end of the day, right? This is what they will come to eat. They cannot eat your brand, right? They cannot eat the table. This is what they will eat. At the center of all of these circles is the most important thing is the who. It is you. It's you. You form the base of this entire thing. What do you stand for? What are your values? How do you treat people? How do you ensure that you are fair to someone else? Your value system and what you stand for forms the epicenter of this entire thing. And collectively, all of this forms your brand. This is how people experience you. When they visit Bombay Canteen, or when you visit Bombay Canteen, or when you visit Benne, or when you visit anything, this is what you're seeing actually, but in more tangible ways. These are the intangibles. You will see them in more tangible ways. Everyone clear so far? Okay, great. That was all the stuff that happened in the lead up to Benne, right? Then what happened? Then we opened. On 24th May 2024, we opened. And we thought we were ready. We thought we did the R&D. We did the prep.
Actually, we didn't think so.
You didn't?
We didn't think
I was like, okay, we know something. I felt we know something.
Okay.
And we opened, and I had got, like, I remember this guy, we had got a guy from Bangalore who was going to make the dosas. We opened, and he didn't show up. He didn't show up. First day, 7 a.m. we opened to guests. He is drunk in bed. And obviously fired instantly. But he didn't show up. So, Shriya was calling out the orders, and I was making the dosa. That is how we opened. For the first week, that is how we functioned. I made 300 to 500 dosas a day. I'm not trying to prove something here. What I'm trying to prove is that you should know what you're getting into. You should know that if tomorrow someone else is not there, I can help. I can contribute. I can be a part of that process. We did not sleep for maybe like a week. I slept 3 hours, 4 hours.
Let's see the video.
There is a video. We will show you a video that we've not posted on Instagram from when we opened. The point I'm trying to make is expect the unexpected. You may think you have everything down to the T, but that door will open and one ratatouille will come running inside, or something else will happen, that a tree fell on us on our opening day. The chef didn't show up. We ran out of food. We had a booking system that was like not communicated well. We made so many mistakes, so many failures. I cannot tell you that I don't even know why people came the next day. Really. But it happened. We opened. We tried our best. I think that's all we can say. We were there, we tried our best, and we got through that opening weekend, right? Can we play this? How does this play? Okay, so this is us. No, go back. I don't know how it will play. So basically, this is a video of us.
Looking very beautiful.
This is we opened on the 24th of May, and on 20, so the first 3 days, we did a soft launch, so we opened for the first weekend. And this is on the 27th. I don't think it's going to play from here. Maybe you can just play the video separately. Did I miss anything in the we opened thing? There was a lot of, we're going to come to the part about how everybody else was supportive and all that, but no, that's it, right? Yeah. Did I miss anything? When did I learn? In that, I learned for about 6 months before we opened. We did a lot of R&D. I got the dosa tawa home. We, would make batter every day, and I would just try to make, because what is happening is that I was trying to get people who know how to make dosa, but no one was able, they were all making it in the Bombay style. So when I was getting people from Bangalore, they were also not doing it the way I wanted it, because in Bangalore also there are many types. So it was a lot of me practicing and figuring out how to get that shape that I wanted.
What did you do after the tree fell?
I got up on a ladder and pulled it off. That's the thing, right? When I said earlier that you think that you are in control, that's something you have to give up. You have to be willing to accept whatever's happening around you. That's another thing maybe I can talk about while we are on this subject. Acceptance. So, for example, I'm from Bangalore. I came to be an actor. I told you about all of that. Throughout my acting stint, I was always trying to be a North Indian boy. Because मुझे लगा वही चलेगा, वही हीरो बनेगा, जो यश के जैसा दिखता है, अच्छा गोरा चिट्टा. You're still trying. So we have point I'm trying to make is we all many times are trying to be someone else. We're all many times trying to be some other restaurant that is doing something well. Something that I learned after rejection, depression, whatever, I learned that I have to accept who I am. And who am I? I am a boy who was born and raised in Bangalore and has seen some part of the world and knows some things and can trust that. So it was when I could, it's only because I accepted that part of myself that I could think about opening a South Indian cafe. And now when somebody in Benne asks me, "Tu South Indian hai kya?" I say with pride, yes, मैं South Indian. And it's important to accept who you are and where you're from and use that as your strength, not your weakness. Because your originality is not something anybody else can have. I cannot be, you, and you cannot be me. It's only because I know that food so well am I able to try to get close to it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Do we have any questions till then? Because we have a good break. Yes.
I have a burning question.
Yes.
Are you team Rameshwaram Cafe or CTR?
I'm team CTR for sure. Yeah, any day. But I think Rameshwaram is also really good. And I really like their food as well. But if you gave me a choice, any day. CTR any day.
There's a question back there. You can just shout it out because it's getting...
Yeah, go for it. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the important things is starting a Benne dosa in Bombay.
Yeah.
So how did you come to know that the audience will love it, the Bombay audience will like it?
I'll just repeat a question also. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did everyone get a question? Because it's important. It's a good question. Like, you love Benne dosa. How do you know people around you will love it? Correct?
I don't know. That's the honest answer. Yeah, what I'm saying, when I say R&D, I did R&D about the product. The product market fit is research I did. Many times people suggest that you should do market research, and maybe that is something that you should do. But again, we are noobs, so we didn't do that. What we did is we went around and ate whatever dosa was available. We went around and ate. If we were happy with any place that was that type of dosa, I would have said, let's not open, chalega.
Akhil, I think we've failed and gotten up again and playing this video now.
Yay.
On theme, on brand. But I want to answer her question a little more.
Okay.
1 second. So we didn't know if it will work. And it was always the thing that we were saying is that let us try. We don't know whether people will accept it, whether people will try it. But we won't know until we try. And we won't know until we get people to taste it and see what they think. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Great.
We'll come back to questions.
We'll do. Yeah, I really want to get, large part of this is going to be us talking to each other. So I'll try to talk less now. Yeah. No, there's no audio.
Okay.
Okay, forget about it.
We could ask the next question.
No, let's move to the next slide. It's fine.
I think he's really trying hard, yeah. And just hold the mic to the thing.
No, it's not so interesting. After all this, we'll play this video. It'll be one.
I'm really intrigued with this video.
Epic, anticlimactic.
So I'll tell you the background of this video. Basically, it's 1 a.m. and we've just come back home and I can't wait to go up and go to bed. And Akhil is like, let's take a video. I'm like,
because
why?
My head of marketing, Namita, she's not here today. She's the best at that eye roll. But now I've realized you are better because I can see you rolling your eyes being like.
Yeah. I mean, we had come back and we had such a crazy day, where some people are like, your food is not good, something is bad, chutney is not salted.
And they may have been right also.
Yeah, they may have been right.
When we opened, we really started from...
Yeah. We were learning.
We were learning. And we're still definitely learning.
Okay, I think
we'll go back to the deck.
It's
fine, no worries. Can we go back? Okay, so it opened. This is basically what we're talking about here is that if you think it's easy, that's the point of this thing. That if you think it is easy to open a restaurant or a cafe, it is not easy. That's the simple point. This, you want to know how Shriya was sounding in this video? She was saying, setting up a cafe, part something.
I had lost my voice, but I think another emotion that's very much in this video is we were actually surprised that anybody came.
We were shocked. So while it is very difficult, does that mean you shouldn't do it? No. Just what we're trying to tell you is that be prepared. That's the whole point. That it's not easy, but it's extremely rewarding. Right? People came. People from his team came. Head chefs from restaurants came. We were like, what is going on? They're coming. We couldn't believe it. So it was a really interesting mix, right? How is it going? This is something that we use that really resonated with us, that we use as sort of like a cornerstone. If you like, I can read it out if somebody can't read it. It says, I do the same thing over and over, improving bit by bit. There is always a yearning to achieve more. I will continue to climb, trying to reach the top, but no one knows where the top is. Right? So this is something that really hit hard with us because we chose to do a very limited menu. We want to do it again and again. Keep doing it again and again. You will fail, but don't give up. Keep doing it. And how this applies to us is that our biggest challenge and something that we are constantly working on is consistency. And you get to consistency only when you keep doing something again and again and again and again and again. It'll get boring, it'll get tiring, it'll get frustrating, but you keep doing it, keep doing it. Right? Magic?
I was actually thinking of something you were saying before this.
Mm-hmm.
So with the model that
questions at the end. We'll do questions at the end.
The model that we are working with, we have to make the same thing 3-4 times a day. Like we make chutneys. How many times a day? 5 times a day we make the chutneys. Which basically means that consistency, I mean, it's not something that you can make and you can stick in the fridge and, a big batch. You can't do that. So it is something I think we were learning how to taste every single batch and maybe,
Your name is here on this thing.
Okay. And maybe, some of it you do, but not all of it you do, right?
Yeah.
I really don't think you do all of it. For me, I don't think two people can be heroes
Not at all. Yeah.
of any kind of a story, because I think that you have to leave room for magic. Literally, fermentation itself is like magic. Rashmi was saying. You have to leave room for other people and their energies and their hands and what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
So there's always unexpected things that happen. We said expect the unexpected, but even the other way, people from the industry coming and being so warm, being so kind, helping
Yeah.
out, giving us, food on week 1.
Yeah.
Magic came in small ways, and I don't think you should expect yourselves to do everything, but just show up and do the same thing, like in this quote, and trust that this will come as well. Yeah.
So what's happening with Benne right now? We are 8 months old. We are currently 15 days, maybe 20 days away from opening Benne in Juhu. And thank you. And it's a constant journey. When we started Benne, we thought a team of 10 could run Benne, right? We are currently a team of 70. That's how many people we are in that family of misfits. Completely.
Want to talk about what success is.
Yeah, and sometimes, not many times, sometimes people come and say, hey, congratulations on the success of Benne. And to them, I mean, many times I don't know what to say. I feel very strange because, like, what is success? Right? It's such a Benne is 8 months old. It is a baby. It's a child. It's still like so early for us to be calling it a success. We have just started on our journey. Whereas Bombay Canteen, 10 years of consistency. To me, that is success, right? Doing it across brands. Even in that video, we talk about how much respect we now have for restaurateurs, for cafe owners, for chefs, for people who work in the kitchen, who work in marketing, who work in, front of house, so many things. Because we come from a background where we were only consumers, seeing this side of the curtain, the only thing we have is respect and gratitude. Now, every time I go to a restaurant, I almost feel like saying, I'm so sorry. Can I help you?
Akhil,
Can I come to the kitchen? Can I serve,
He actually does this he actually does this, when someone forgets to bring something to the table, you'll be like, no, it's okay.
Because you don't know what is going on in that person's life. You don't know what has happened. You don't know how his boss has been to him. And this is true across industries, right? It's not just true for hospitality. It's true across the point I'm trying to make is that, us as consumers also, maybe we can be kinder to people in hospitality, to people in, in that hotel where you're checking in and it's late, or when your food is late, be like, it's all right. I know you have my back. It's okay. So that kindness goes a long way. And then, that's how it's going. It's very young. It's starting. We are opening a second, and hopefully, even now, Shriya and I are like, we're 15, 20 days opening from Jew, and we're like, will anybody come? We don't know. We can only hope. That's all we can do. We can hope that the things that we do, the decisions that we take, whether it's Instagram, whether it's how you're speaking to someone when they come into Benne, the quality of food that you serve, everything, you can only hope that you're trying to do the best that you can do. And something that we try to do, because we've not really touched on Instagram, is that we try to be honest. When we were doing the why and the what, when we were trying to do the why and the how, we realized nobody talks about setting up a cafe. Nobody gives this information on, what actually happens, what are some of the challenges. So we said, let's talk about it. Let's put out that content and show people what is behind the curtain. And even if like one person somewhere is inspired and feels like I can also start something, if these two, one therapist and one, wannabe actor want to do, and maybe they can do it, you can do it. If Jan can cook, did anybody know this guy? Yes. Do you know what he says? If Jan can cook, so can you. This was a show I used to watch growing up, and it used to be on Doordarshan. It used to be the only cooking show that used to be on Doordarshan, and this guy used to chop really fast. So the point we're trying to make, in conclusion, is that, is it easy? No. Is it challenging? Yes. Does it require a lot of commitment from you? Yes. How many times did we say, let's shut Benne?
I said it on day one. On the way back home.
She said, enough. You ate, no? Now let's close. So you will feel like quitting many times. Did you ever have that thought of shutting your first restaurant?
So we've, I'll answer that question, but I wanted to go back to the thought of being nice to people or gratitude.
Yeah.
Is me and Akhil became, let's call ourselves friends.
Yeah. Why not?
Is I went back to my DMs right now, and on May 23rd, I sent him a message when I'd seen his story. I didn't know him. I just sent him a DM saying, the dosas look good, just hang in there. And from there, we've like, I know whenever I look at his face, the war stories that he's going with, I feel it's important to what he said is sometimes we don't realize the impact we are having on someone else's life. And I know she'll be the best person to be giving more thoughts on this, but we need to do the small things. Like I was having a smoke outside after the first session, and one of the things someone came up to me is to say, this generation does not have friends. And I see it a lot. But in the world that you all live in, especially in the industry you all are getting in, it's important to have friends because there are great days. Like to ask your question, now it doesn't happen that frequently.
Yeah, obviously.
Of asking myself why did I do it, but we've been through a lot.
Correct.
It came to me 2017. We had just opened
What
2
a
years after
restaurant.
Bombay Canteen.
What
we
a
opened
restaurant, dude.
Opedro, October 2017, and
Wow.
we were like the same teething issues, and sadly in December. There was a big fire in Kamla Mills,
Oh
right?
my
And it
God.
was a sad time, and we feel bad, but as restaurateurs, what we went through, we used to have a fountain for some reason in front of the restaurant. We didn't build it. I've sat on that fountain being like, that's it, it's done. Because we were shut for a good month and a half. And the trauma we've been through people and just hating on the industry for no reason. I think that was a couple of times where it has been. Sometimes it happens, but then you also remember the good thing. I think for me, just knowing like the people, like I have Devang with me, I have Hussain with me, I have Barkha with me. I know the people who will stand behind me who, if anything were to go wrong. So I think that helps a lot.
Absolutely. Just on this point.
Her question was, can you tell everyone what Benne means? And then we'll open it up to questions.
Can you teach everybody how to say dosa?
Absolutely. Before I tell everyone what bending is, I just want to also touch upon something that he was saying about small things. Like Hussein used to comment on our Instagram videos. Chef, everybody knows Chef Hussein, right? Yes. #1 chef in India. Casual flex wherever he is. He's here somewhere. And he used to comment on our videos saying, looking forward to it. You have no idea what that means to someone who's starting something. It's immense motivation. And when he showed up with so many, I mean, I know Damini was there and some of the others were there and Madhu was there, and they came, Shantanu was there, they came on opening day to meet us, to tell us, you're dying right now, but the food is great and you're going to be okay. It really helped. Right? So, point I'm trying to make is that it may be very difficult, but if we can do it, so can you. You can do it, just know what you're getting into, try to do the best that you can planning wise, and leave the rest to magic, because nothing is in our control. Okay, so thank you so much for having us. Again, I just want to also say that people who from here have visited Benne or have ever eaten at Benne, thank you. Thank you for giving us a chance. Thank you for coming to try our food. Benne in Kannada, Benne is a Kannada word which means butter. How many of us knew that? A few of us? That's a very good number.
White butter.
Yeah, white butter. That's what we cook our dosas in, Benne, white butter. And it's not, it's proper now, you can say
However you like, but I don't say dosa, nor do I say dosa. When I was in Surat, I saw a sign which said dosa. DHONSA.
That's a dhokla samosa.
Oh, okay. Maybe the photo was misleading. It had a dosa photo next to it. So the word is dose. Dose.
Can all of us say it together? 1, 2, 3.
Dose. Dose.
Okay.
There he is. #1 chef in the world. In India, soon to be world.
With that, we are going to open up
Thank you.
to
Thank you so much.
questions. Okay, we start here. Okay.
Hi everyone. First of all,
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just want to invite Rashmi and Nayantara on stage. I'd just like to invite Nayantara, who's our head of operations, and Rashmi, who's our head of design at Benne, to join us. Go ahead. Yes, please.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
What you both have built as a brand is beautiful and peculiar in its own way. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
What my question is to you is that Benne as a brand is very authentic to its roots.
Yeah.
In the longer run,
Yeah.
do you find yourself adapting to innovative blends? Because the market is constantly evolving, and as business owner, everyone is sensitized.
Yeah.
Will you adapt to these innovative blends to keep up with the competition, or deviate from your approach to authenticity?
Wow. You're off to a rocking start.
Basically, she's asking, are you making a genie dosa?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very, very important question. And I think that if your question is adapting to making palak paneer dosa, or no, the answer is avocado dosa, no. I think we are extremely rooted in the kind of food we want to serve. And we're very clear that the food that we serve, which may not be a popular thought, it may not be something that everybody agrees with, it's the food that we want to serve. May not be the food that you want to eat. You know what I mean? So it's not with arrogance, but we are trying to be true to something. And the idea is that will always motivate us, and that will always be our. So if it doesn't work in a place and it's not accepted, we will say, no problem. We'll go back to being a producer and a therapist.
We'll go to this lady here. You can shout out your question. We'll repeat.
Hi.
So when you guys were discussing or speaking about your why, how important was your social media strategy, or was that something that you guys were thinking about? I haven't personally been. I've braved the line a couple of times.
Okay.
I knew about your drunk chef, and I knew about the tree following it.
Right.
Because I just followed on social. So how
Right.
important was that in your strategy?
I'll just repeat the question, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, she's just
so
going to repeat.
I'll just repeat her question because it's a good question, and the reason I'm doing this, I know same questions are going to come, is how did you come up with this social media strategy that you have? Because a lot of people haven't gone to Benne,
Yeah.
but know the stories of Benne. We feel like we are part of the Benne life, like although we are not there getting irritated and rolling our eyes, but how did you come up with that social media strategy of like building in public?
It happened quite by accident, I think. When we started, we did not have a social media strategy. It's something that we found when we started doing what we were doing. And one of our core brand values is being honest. So it came from that, and because again, I'm from a filmmaking background, I'm from a storytelling background. I was like, this is a great story. This story of going to some shop in Suri to look for kitchen equipment, or your chef showing up drunk, is a great story, and people don't know this. People just think, restaurant, khada ho gaya, waiter aa gaya, khana de do. No. So we wanted to, be true to that. We had some brand values, which stems from us, and we wanted to be true to that. So it was from in that lens that we said, let's try telling this story and see what happens. Again, purely as a trial. And it did well. Thank you. Yash, should I just...
No, there is a tall boy, but she wanted to say something. You
Yeah,
sure?
Rashmi, add,
please add.
please.
Guys, we only have 5 minutes. So like that boy who's been persistently keeping his hand up, I'll be going to him. So whoever persistently keeps the hands up, I'll go to you. But answer, sorry.
Closer.
So I think everybody can hear.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to also address, the point that came up about both this question about, are you going to adapt to innovation, and did you do R&D? when we did the workshop, actually, one of the things that really we focused on is some of what you saw in the presentation, which is, the why and the who are they. So there's this quote about, Henry Ford. Somebody asked Henry Ford if, I'm totally saying this wrong, but Henry Ford essentially said, you know who Henry Ford is? Everybody knows who Henry Ford
Yeah.
is. Yes. So he said that if he had asked people what they wanted, what would they have said? They would have said they want a faster horse, right? He's the one who invented cars. So at the end of the day, the thing is that if you go around looking at what is a trend or what people are saying they want, they are essentially responding to what they already have experienced. But here you are somebody with a vision who want to do something. It's very easy, and actually when they came up to me, one of the questions I asked them is, Akhil, you want to set up a dosa cafe in a city where every second place is a Udupi. There's no dearth of dosas in Bombay. And I'm sure I was not the only one. There were lots of people who were saying, does this really make sense? You're starting a dosa cafe in Bombay? There are 500,000 dosas available in Bombay. But they were always very, very clear about sticking to their vision, what they cared about. The world is large enough. You will find people like you who will gravitate to what you love and what your belief system is and what you're sharing. So I think that essentially becomes the answer to everything, including social media. They shared what, they are true to, and that's the brand that we built.
Okay, the next, that tall boy. Oh, there he is. Okay, quite
Hi.
tall.
Hi.
Yeah.
Why did you choose a locality like Bandra and not a place which has an entire South Indian community?
Yeah.
Great question.
That's
Why
a
did
great
you
question.
choose Bandra and not a South Indian community like, I'm guessing, Matunga?
Matunga, yeah. When I moved to Bombay 12 years back, I first was living in Bandra. And I saw Bombay initially through Bandra. That's the area that I knew, that's the area that made sense to me. So that was reason number one. Reason number two was I felt like Bandra, generally the people in Bandra, they are willing to try something. They're willing to try something else, try something new. And while we are serving, traditional food, Bangalore food, it is something different in comparison to what you get generally in Bombay, or even at least at that time. So that's why we chose Bandra, because I felt like people here will give us a chance. They will at least come to see ki kya hai yahan pe. And we were hoping at least that people would come. Yeah.
So I'll move to Josh, our Chief of Staff.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you, first of all, for the lovely talk. Am I audible?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
I think Riaz Amlani, one of our leaders in the hospitality industry, he says something which has stayed with me since a very long time. He says experience is a very poor substitute for enthusiasm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys said the three things that you all started with was love for dosa, just passion for hospitality.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys were noobs, and third was that you guys were a misfit. And even I'm a misfit, an outsider trying to surf my way in the industry.
Yeah.
And then there's the other side of the industry where there are terms like product market fit, minimum viable product, research, and this and that.
Yeah.
How important do you think for someone who's trying to start their own venture in this industry is to deceive yourself into believing that your idea is true, or does it blind you from a lot of risks?
Well, should I take that?
I think the one point that comes to me is that you need to give yourself permission to fail.
Yeah.
That failure is a very, very real thing, and that I think it's the two sides of the same coin. If you are willing to fail, then you will give yourself a chance, is what I think.
Yeah. So it's a lot of people scared me with this also. Like how he asked me, from the back, how did you do market research? That I used to get scared when I used to get asked this question earlier. When I told my dad, for example, he said, what do you know about this thing? How will you start it? Have you done research? So I feel a large part of the answer is gut, is trusting your gut, but it's also being smart. If you told me that, hey, I want to serve a chocolate dosa, for example, there is a guy who started that, and there is a reception for it, right? So he trusted his gut. He didn't do any market research. So I feel like maybe when you are doubtful or when you are afraid, maybe the way to do it is start small. Don't open a 5,000 square foot restaurant. Maybe open 200 square foot. You know, maybe that's a way to test the waters. Maybe have a proof of concept. That is maybe something that one can try. But love is blind, you know, and our love for dosa was blind. And we were willing to risk it. I was willing to risk whatever money I had earned in advertising. I was willing to risk it
I think
on
you
this
had
love.
some 6 months.
Yeah, I said that I mean, that's I think many times a rule of thumb that for 6 months, if nobody shows up, you have that much money in the bank that it will run. Yeah.
The lady in the middle.
I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
This will be
Hi.
the last question.
What?
Madhu
Yash.
said. Madhu
Come
said
on.
it. I don't know. Don't blaze me.
So rude, yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Madhu?
My question is that does location matter when you are a beginner to start? I mean, not everyone who is a beginner can afford a place in Bandra or
Correct.
South Mumbai, right?
Absolutely.
Can they start in a smaller city like Thane or New Mumbai or wherever?
Actually,
And-
I'm not equipped to answer this question.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. I feel like location, like we have places in every location. When we opened Bombay Sweet Shop, people asked us why did we do it in Baikala. A lot of y'all, I don't know if y'all know where Baikala is, but with the kind of with the kind of experience we wanted to give to people, we knew we needed a big space, but we also knew we were taking a really big risk. We wanted to build the Willy Wonka of Indian sweets, and doing that in the middle of Parel, we couldn't afford to do that. But we took that risk and did it in Baikala, and COVID hit in 10 days and we ran out of money. So you have to look at which location. Like someone asked the Matunga question, like would a Benne work in Matunga? You might think yes, but people also are very persistent that I will go to my dose people only. So that kind of thing. But location I
Good
feel
try.
is yeah, I
Good
tried.
try.
I tried.
Good try.
So it is important. It's a much longer conversation, but I always say location.
Very important.
With Bandra, there is flexibility. A market is there where people will experiment, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
But if you have a great product, Mira Road, Virar, it doesn't matter where you open. A great product is what will get people to. Okay, I'll do against Madhu's this. There's a lady here who wanted to ask a question.
Hi.
Hi Akhil, hello
Hi.
Shriya. I've been there to Benne on my birthday, 19th
Oh wow.
November.
Happy
But-
birthday.
19th November.
Belated.
Thank you.
I was going to say
To
belated.
everyone. Happy
Happy
birthday. To
birthday.
everyone.
So my question here is like, dosa is a generic cuisine. If
Yeah.
like everyone knows, if we want to open a cuisine which is not known and
Yeah.
well versed, shall we take a try? Like if something from the cities of Uttar Pradesh can
Yeah.
come in,
Mm-hmm.
shall we go for a try for it with all the preparation? Will the audience accept it?
I'll just call up my Jotchi.
I'm
You know,
saying with preparation.
I mean, it's impossible to answer that question. I think it's impossible to answer that question like with a response like yes or no. But all I can say is that if you believe in what you want to serve, if you believe in that food, and if you really like it, I feel like you should try. I mean, know that you may fail, but you should try. Yeah, I mean, whether something will succeed or not is not in our control. Sorry.
No, as in, I know
Yeah,
you
she's
guys
like,
have a
shut up.
lot of questions. No, it's out of respect for the next speakers who are coming
No,
in.
who
have
cares
people
about
who've
them?
come in from, yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. They're awesome. I love them, Damini and wherever.
Yeah, Priya.
Madhu.
Priya, when he asked
Priya.
for that open row table.
No,
nothing
no,
what he
Priya, I
said.
love you, Priya.
I know a lot of y'all have questions, and what they've promised me is as long as you slide into their DMs and send the questions at Benne Bombay,
Yeah.
they will reply to all your questions. Don't ask them questions when he's in the middle of making dosas, when y'all are in the queue. It can't help you skip the queue. But I like this crowd is unbelievable.
Thank
so
you. Thank
one of the things I wanted to take away from this and for all of y'all, because during the breaks I get asked this question about a lot about people wanting to do it on your own, right? And I feel both of them said this beautifully at the start. I say it as well. Anyone tells me I want to start a business, I tell them find a co-founder. Find that person with you. I found Sameer studying together 15 years ago, and like I've always been like the first wife he never wanted. And maybe our romance is not as good as you guys, but guys, finding a co-founder is going to be the most important thing. And I'm sure, like, because it does play a huge role to have someone else you can rant at the end of the night about, who'll always be there to help you with anything that you do, right?
Are there any difficult guest situations that you guys want to share? Damini, I'm going to start with you.
Where do I begin? Yeah. I think over time I have learned a strategy which I am very happy to share with everyone over here, is to kill them with kindness.
That was a strategy, but I want like an actual situation.
Oh, you want a situation? I don't think I can discuss those.
You know, I've had a really bad experience once actually, where we had a pop-up with an absentee chef. I don't know how that happens, but it did.